The baritone, Aaron. Here we go. We're 3 seconds in. Hello and welcome. We made it to episode 5 of Shop Talk. I'm Robert.
And I'm Aaron.
And, where we left off with episode 1 through 4 was um, basically we introduced ourselves. We went a little deeper into introducing ourselves and what we're all about, where we came from, that sort of thing. We talked about DRPs or not to DRP, touched on that. We'll probably go a little deeper in the future, and then educating the customer and what are our obligations as far as educating the customer, whether we're repairing a car or totaling out or even tire kickers, just, you know,
Walking them through the process and making sure they understand what's next.
absolutely. So it's been a minute. Good to see you, my friend.
Nice to see you as well. Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, so we're up in Minnesota, and one thing that has happened since we filmed our last episode is I made a career change where I stayed within the industry, going a little higher up into management.
But he
Uh,
left me.
I did leave Aaron. I didn't think I'd ever. I thought for sure you'd leave before I left. Oh, it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad. He
It,
left us. He abandoned
I
us.
did hear it's kind of a shit show since I left.
It is a little bit of a shit show. You got us.
So so anyhow, yeah.
It's
Before oh
real
go,
quick. I'm gonna chime in with the whole Minnesota thing. We actually didn't get to see each other for a solid 2 weeks because of a snowstorm.
yeah,
I got
because
14 inches at my house.
I left and then snowstorm happened and Aaron says I'm not driving in this shit.
It
Which
was
I
the
don't blame you.
farewell.
I wouldn't have let you. I wouldn't have let you. I was gonna call you and say, don't even think about driving tonight.
It was the farewell to you when you left us. We got the Manasseh snowstorm as the goodbye.
Right? Yeah. Did it bring any business to you?
No,
No.
I got two claims.
Oh,
That's all I
yeah.
got.
I got a lot more than 2 out of that.
I didn't get but two.
That's crazy. Yeah. Anyhow, so tell me in the last week, like give me one crazy thing, like you can't make it up type thing.
That's a tough one. One of your repeat customers came in to say hi to us. Kept
Yeah.
asking where his best friend Robert is.
Well, I've got some best friends.
He's definitely in that category. He came out with laminated sheets from his what is it, car part?
Oh,
You always send him to
carpart.com.
car
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
He's like, you can get this bumper for $76. You can fix my car for 150. Like,
Because he's writing his own estimate at this point. Yeah.
yep.
I know who you're talking about, and I don't miss him.
No, I'm so glad that he's not my customer.
Right. He goes from what's it take to fix my car to all this political.
Well, don't worry. I told him where you're at now, so he's gonna come pay you a visit.
He won't find it.
I gave him the address. I'm making sure we don't have to deal with that.
We're definitely breaking up. Yeah, I don't like your words right now, Aaron.
I blame you for that. That's on you. You broke up first, so
You should just have him talk to the fearless leader.
I did.
Okay.
He
okay.
wasted 30 minutes of the fearless leader's time.
Well, then he doesn't need me.
Everybody needs a little Robert in their life.
I'm a little bit happy about that. Um, so that's your shit show of the week.
That's my shit show of the week. It was kind of a
Okay.
mellow week for me. What about you?
Things are really, really relaxed where I'm at now. And I don't feel bad about it. But if I had to pick one thing that was kind of a shit show was, I had a particular customer, and he has a 2013 Acura RDX with 100,000 miles on it. And I wrote an estimate around $4,500. It's repair all day long. Like, you want 20 of these at your shop every week. Like, replace a rear bumper, replace a taillight, repair a quarter panel. And the thing has got zero rust. The guy washes it like 3-4 times a week. And, like in CCC, it says like 45%. So I know I've got a lot of room, right?
Right.
And just for kicks, I go on the website and start clicking on, comparable vehicles. And I'm like, this thing is a $12,000-$13,000 car all day long. So I'm not even close to a total. Now I'm not going to say the insurance company that's involved, but the shop I am currently managing, uh, they're not direct repair for anyone. So customer wants to keep his car. I tell him no worries, it's repairable all day long. And I'm very confident with that. And I end up getting an open shop assignment for this. You know, insurance company sends a photo app to the customer. Customer is old. Older than me, Aaron, if you can believe that.
You brought up the old joke this
I know,
time.
I
I
know, I
love
beat
it.
you to it.
Beat me to
Um,
the punch. I'll
so
take it.
anyhow, you know, customers like, I don't know what the hell the insurance company just sent me, but I don't know how to use it. I'm not comfortable. And I'm like, no worries. I'll call the insurance company and, I'll either email them everything or I'll figure out how we can get their adjuster to the shop to look at your car on the day you drop off. He's a claimant. And I'm like, this is going to be, I'm going to make it really easy for you. So that was like midweek. Well, then Friday, I get a phone call from the customer, and he says, "Oh, said insurance company is doing a quick total on my car." And I asked him, "Did you send photos? Did you figure out your quick app?" And he's like, "Nope, didn't figure out the photo app. Didn't you know? I didn't send him anything." And I said, "Well, I didn't send him anything.
I was gonna say, how'd they determine total loss from that?
Purely off the year of the vehicle." Minnesota, they know an old Acura with 100,000 miles, they're gonna get 50 points back on this car,
That
and
makes
and
sense.
they don't wanna send an appraiser out to the shop because they know once they get to the shop, they're gonna talk to me. They don't know who I am at that shop at this point, but they don't wanna deal with the shop saying, "We can repair this," and then they're not paying out rental exposure.
Yep. No salvage. No, they're
Right.
losing the recuperation.
Correct. Yeah, so they're looking at rather than pay out, let's collect a little on this vehicle.
Of course they are.
And so I say, okay, Mr. Customer, uh, give me a second. I'm gonna call the insurance company. And now because I am who I am, and any estimators or managers out there should do the same thing. When you're dealing with this situation, you want to do your homework, right? You want to know before you make the phone call. And I save a folder with all my photos and comparable vehicles and everything. And I've got the insurance background. So if you want to throw an insurance hammer, I can throw it back from the shop side.
I love that.
Um, so call said insurance company, and I get to the total loss department, and I say, I'm calling about this vehicle, and for this vehicle owner, and give him the claim number, and talking to Josh, the total loss guy, and he says, "Yeah, we're just doing a quick total loss on it. It'll be easier for the customer, and he'll be able to go shopping." And I go, "Easier for the customer? This this older gentleman that has a low mile single owner
Right. He knows where
Acura.
it's been fixed. He knows everything that's been done
He's
on
he's
it,
comfortable with it. He thought he was going to have this car the rest of his life.
and it's rust free
It's rust free. Tell you what, you and I would love to drive that car. It's a
all
beautiful
day.
2013 Acura, and you could put 500,000 miles on that car. Um, so anyhow, talking to the insurance company, and I said, "So what do you value the car at?" And he goes, "Well, I'm only talking or the claimant about this." He goes, "You're not the vehicle owner." And I said, "Okay, what's the repair to price?" I said, "Because, if you can't talk value, you have to know what the repair to price is on
Right.
this car."
What can you guys spend to fix it? Because
Correct.
you've looked at it.
I've and I do a really thorough job on the front side, right? So
Robert's very thorough. If you've ever worked with him, you know he spends a lot of time looking at every little thing, making sure he doesn't miss
right.
anything,
Yeah.
especially on any older vehicle.
Front end touch time is so important. We'll get into that in a second. So I know I've written $4,500 on this car. This particular car, maybe I might touch 5 grand, but I'm definitely not getting close to six. So all my comparable vehicles, by the way, are at dealerships, private parties, car soup, all that fun stuff. Um, there is not one within 30,000 miles of the odometer reading on this one that is less than $12,000.
That's wild. And they just wanted to walk away total.
They wanted to walk away, total it, wipe their hands, take this beautiful car to Copart or Insurance Auto Auctions. They're going to get 50 points back because it's barely hit. And they're going to, I mean, they don't even care about it at that point. So I'm
That's
telling
crazy.
Josh, I'm like, here's what's going to happen. I said, because if you're telling me it's a total loss at $4,500, then your process is telling me that you're valuing this car at less than $12,000. And that's not right. I said, so here's the way it's going to go. I said, I'm going to give the customer, my customer, all my research information. So if you're going to total this out on this guy, you're going to pay him on the upwards of $14,000 for this 13 Acura RDX
Well, yeah, because
because
it's mint.
and the comps don't come within 30,000 miles of his car. So they're going to have to do a dollar ad, which I explained to Josh. And he says, "Well, what day was the customer planning on dropping off?" And I said, "He's going to be here next Tuesday with his car and he's going to get into a rental car that day." Josh says, "We're going to send an appraiser."
Of course he did. Of
So
course he did.
so I mean, that was kind of my shit show. It was a long story, but it was a shit show, but you got to know what you're looking at. You got to do your research. I mean, I've been doing it a million years, and I know in this scenario, that car all day long is going to get fixed at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Even
And
if it's somebody else fixing it from the junkyard.
correct. And I'm going to go to bat for that customer and every customer like that. And the funny thing is, where this shop is, it is prevalent to have older, beautiful cars, whether it's a Subaru, Acura, Honda, Toyota, uh, all low miles because they all walk to wherever they're going in this community. It's
Must be nice. Must be
it,
nice.
it is really nice. Rubbing it in a little bit. But,
You've seen my clientele.
oh yeah, I've been there for years.
I know, but my clientele is a special type.
Right. So that's gonna lead us into our our topic for today is gonna be estimatics.
On the walk-ins and the tow-ins.
Correct. Yeah. So um I mean, do you want to go first or should I on our method on walk-ins and then we'll get into tow-ins?
Yeah, so I'll start with my method on the walk-ins. So with walk-in customers, I'll start by asking some questions about what they're looking to get done. Are you going through insurance? Are you going out of pocket? What's your process is? Like, what's your budget? How much can you spend? What's the deductible amount? Did somebody hit you? Did you get hit? What happened? Kind of ask the details of the accident.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then after that, I'll go do a thorough walk around with the customer. I'll inspect the areas that I need to see. I'll take their keys so I can start the vehicle, make sure there's no dash lights, anything like that. I'll go through, walk over the damage, check any adjacent panels for blends. On a walk-in customer, if they're going through out of pocket, I would definitely include things that I don't think that I'm not sure will be a replacement, but maybe. Like on a heavy door hit, I might include like pricing with notes saying like, "Oh, this is what a regulator costs," or "This is what the run channel costs," or something like that. Something that I know might be bent or broken based on the impact. The
Right.
latch, if it's hit hard enough, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, give them the what ifs.
Yeah, just so they kind of have a worst case and best case. And sometimes I do print both estimates out. I'll print them out, one before all the ads and one after all the ads, so they can kind of see where the up and downs are going to be.
Correct.
That's something that I do on every walk-in. I also like to look at all the areas where I'm like, rope windshield or what we're gonna have to take off or take leave on or what we can mask or like on a Ram if the roof molding, if it's gonna be a metal strip inside it, if we're gonna replace it. I think of all the little things that I've learned over the years to
Right.
make sure that I can give them those really true best worst case scenarios.
Right. And if it's customer pay or insurance pay, you treat them all the same, right?
Correct.
Same set of photos, start to finish. Um, VIN number, odometer, license plate, four corners, damage shots, point of impact, close up shots. Um,
There's one photo I take that you don't. Interior. I do like a side shot with the door so I can
with
see
the
the
door
trim
open.
and
Yeah.
yep.
Yep. Um, the only time I take that is when I'm thinking it might go the total loss route, and then I probably take a few that you don't, nameplate, dash panel,
Yeah, I don't do that. You're
stuff like
right.
that.
You're right.
Yeah. So I mean, we're very similar, right?
I think I think that's why we get along so well.
Yeah, yeah. But it's all about the thoroughness on the front side, and the touch time on the front side is so important, whether it's customer pay or if it's gonna go through the insurance company. And part of that purpose is, with the extremity of photos is I'd rather take more photos on the front side rather than call the customer back and say, "Hey, I need to get you to drive back through here because the insurance company is asking for a certain photo."
Right. They wanna know what size your tires are, and I didn't
Right.
look.
Yeah,
Like, I've
right.
done that so many
Are you sure
times.
it's a 19-inch wheel that you wrote for?
Right? The little
Uh,
things that matter.
so, and sometimes I can see the frustration in a customer when they're coming through for a customer pay. And hey, Mr. Jones, I'm going to take a million photos. Exaggeration, but I'm going to take a million photos. This entire process is going to take somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. You set the expectation. And the reason is I'm thorough. I'm not like the last estimate you got if you're shopping.
Yep.
Yep. I'm probably gonna be a little higher than the first guy you went to or the first 3 guys you went to, just because my touch time is gonna be longer, more thorough. I'm gonna take time to call the dealership. If some of these cars have 4, 5, 6
10
mirror
different options.
mirror options,
Yep.
uh, 4, 5, 6 headlight options. Those
Yep.
are probably the more difficult ones,
Headlights, mirrors,
you know,
that's a big one. Bumpers, sometimes,
sometimes.
like
But
the weird ones.
sometimes you know, the bumpers you can kind of figure out on the fly.
There's some of them, the new Jeeps, they got the 1 or 2 piece, and they look like a 2 piece, but they're a 1 piece.
Right,
I don't like those. Those ones kinda throw me off, so
right. But I mean, you and I have dealerships on speed dial.
oh, absolutely.
And it's easy to keep writing the estimate and be like on hold with Jeep, for instance, or
Absolutely.
Ford or whoever, and and be like, all right, let me give you the last day of the VIN, and we're gonna talk about what headlight I need or what mirror I need. That way, if it is a customer pay and there's a $600 or $700 difference between the mirrors,
And you have it documented as to why you called and verified.
correct.
It's
Yep.
so often that you'll write an estimate and the database won't be right or something won't be right, accurate pricing, and
Right.
I call and verify a lot of that stuff, especially on customer pays.
Right. But it's so important as a writer to have your own standard operating procedures. So you look at every car the same every single time. And it doesn't matter if the thing is a train wreck, just blasted in the front from a deer or whatever they hit, or someone comes in for a mirror job. You want to have all that documentation in the file. And sometimes it saves your butt on like UPDs,
Yep.
you
Just the
know?
little things, a scratch on the door or like a
Yeah.
little dent on the quarter, a door ding, a
Yeah.
curb rash on a wheel.
Right. So, you know, call in the dealers, trust but confirm. So, I mean, you and I have been doing
That's your
this long.
motto. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I when I manage a shop, behind my desk, trust but confirm. Trust your teammate, but confirm that they're doing their job. I trust you, but we get busy, right? So when I'm your manager, I'm gonna follow up. I'm gonna look on the backside of the file. Not to be a dick, but just to make sure the process is happening. And in a bigger shop, it's a lot different. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces. every file on any given day has got 140 things happening on the backside, and one person can keep track of 40 cars and 140 things happening on 40 cars. So you kind of rely on your team to,
Oh yeah,
right?
everybody makes mistakes. We're
Yeah.
all human, so it's gonna happen. You're
So
gonna catch yourself.
the touch time on the front of a file is so important to eliminate some of that stuff
Absolutely.
and some of the weird questions that come up with parts issues, right? Um, and again, you want to trust your parts associates, your parts manager, your parts. Uh, uh, what do I want to say?
I know what you're saying.
I don't want to. I don't want to say parts grunt or,
Yeah,
but
the parts person though.
parts person, right? You know, mirror matching is huge, but you can't trust them to always get that right either. So
Correct.
that's why touch time on the front of a
Trust but
file.
confirm.
Yeah. The touch time on the front of a file is so important. I know so many people in the industry, some of them are friends, and they would rather go out, take their photos, and then say, Mr. Jones, I'm going to email you your estimate. No, I don't want that thing to leave.
I'm a firm believer that if you take your time to come in for an estimate, you should leave with one in your hand. If I'm going to take the
100%.
time to take photos and write an estimate, I'm going to be very thorough. I want to explain to you what I'm doing, and if I'm going to take that time, I expect you to take that time to wait for it.
100%.
I'm the same.
Yep. Um, and then, lastly, after you've taken your photos, you've trust but confirm while you're writing your estimate at the desk, right? You've got it all what you think is written. And then, like, if you're like me, I like to have my photos up on one screen or part of the screen.
Yep.
And
the same.
then I read my estimate as I click through the photos.
Yep. And make sure I'm like, oh, belt molding. Oop, got to make
Yeah.
sure I got that.
Yeah. And as you do that, paying attention to the notes on the bottom that say one-time use per manufacturer.
I tend to use my finger as a guide, always pointing at what I'm looking at, just in
Yes.
case I don't notice what I took a picture of. I'm like, what is that door for? Well, if I point, I know what I'm looking at.
Right. Absolutely. So does that do it for walk-in estimates? Oh, no.
What
Then
do you got?
then you sell.
Yes.
You
So
sell
my
your-
selling point is I always tell
Yeah.
a customer when I go through my estimate, I can guarantee you this is the most accurate estimate you're going to receive. And you can bring anyone else's estimate to me and I'll review it and tell you where they made
Right.
mistakes. Because I guarantee you I'm more perfect than them.
Right.
Nobody cares as much.
No one's as perfect as Aaron.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant, you little shit.
No, but same kind of thing where you want to sell yourself, you want to sell the job, and a big part of that is being thorough and just reassuring the customer that I've taken more time than most. You're not a number. I care about you. I care about the vehicle being put back on the road, pre-loss condition as the manufacturer intended, right?
Even if you call me 48 times, you might be annoying, but I'll still answer.
Right. Or
I do
email.
care. Or email.
Or email. Yeah. So, but that pretty much does it for walk-in and drive-in
Now I would
estimates,
say
right?
yes.
Okay. So before we move into estimatics on towing vehicles, we're gonna play Stump Aaron.
I should get Google machine out and get ready for you.
Oh no,
Cheat.
you can't beat this. I just have to decide which one I want to stump you with. Let's see here. That's way too easy.
I should play the music for you while you try to figure out your question.
Well, we could do that.
I just feel like it's fitting.
Okay. Here we go. What is the purpose of seam sealer?
Seam sealers to prevent like water corrosion. It buttons up the joints where they're welded or the two panels meet. I hope.
That was like exactly to Google.
You make me so nervous when you look at me. I'm like, did I say it right? Did I answer this correctly?
It is the way you said it, to seal joints to prevent water intrusion and corrosion. Like you wrote this freaking thing.
Technicalities I'm usually pretty decent at.
You know?
Yeah, that is pretty word for word close.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do one more just because that was way
That's
too
not
easy and too
fair.
accurate. Um, let's just see here. Um, all right. What is the primary risk of heating ultra high strength steel during repair?
I got the answer to this one. You can cut the music.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The whole reason for not is it changes the molecular structure of the metal and can compromise it. So when you're doing a repair, it will make it it'll compromise the integrity of the steel.
2 for 2, my friend.
That one's an easy one.
Yeah.
I like these
All right.
questions. The
All right.
last few were
So
hard.
we might just do a whole episode of Stump Aaron one day.
Okay, I don't want to do that.
There might be a prize involved though.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
like
know.
it.
I'll have to figure it out. All right. So now on to estimatics on toe-ins. So this one I'm going to start with. And you know, sometimes you get the phone call from a customer that says, "Hey, I was just in a wreck. My car's being towed to the shop." And a lot of the times in that scenario, they ride with the tow truck driver to the shop. So you have the opportunity to quiz the customer a little bit about what happened after they got hit. Did they, get into something else? Did they go in the ditch?
This is the most critical time for questions.
Now, let me just back up 1 second because we don't want to forget about empathy, right? In this case, more than any other, it's you want to make sure the customers are right. And as a human being, I mean, we want to make sure people aren't getting hurt.
Correct.
Um so we are here in this industry to fix cars. We don't want people to get hurt. So you have to let them know that. And whatever your technique or method is on that, everyone's got it different. But empathy is the first thing on that phone call.
Correct. How are you? Are you okay? Was
Right.
everybody okay?
Right. Second off, you know, if they're coming to the shop on a tow truck with their car, you can wait until they get to the shop and give them the questions, the 5 whys.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
you're going to be asking them what happened. Did you hit something else? Did you go in the ditch? All that fun stuff, right? After you get past that, when the car is unloaded off the flatbed, you're going to maybe walk around it with them and just say, okay, I can see it needs XYZ, right?
Yep.
But here's what's going to happen. You're going to set the expectation with the customer. You're going to say, or this is how I do it anyhow, is all right, we take tow-ins as they come in the order they come in. Whether that means you can look at it that day or 2 days from now, which usually is industry standard, is you want
24
to
to 48 hours.
correct. You want to at least get it looked at within the first 48 hours. And then whether it's a preliminary estimate or if you have the opportunity to have it because it's now at your shop, and sometimes it's a tow-in that is drivable, you can kind of milk it into the shop, right?
Yep.
Sometimes you have the opportunity to have it pre-washed. You get your pre-photos fresh off the truck, right? Then you have it pre-washed. You do some diligent mapping, and if there's questions during that mapping, call Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer, and say, "Hey, I noticed this dent or this scratch or whatever. Was it there?" Hopefully they're honest. They tell you the right thing, right? Otherwise, you have to explain, "Hey, I can put that on the estimate, and it's the insurance company might just take it off." But a lot of times they're honest about it. I mean,
I was gonna say 9 out of 10 times the customers have been honest. But if they're not honest, just know your insurance has a way to find out if you're lying most
yes,
times.
yes.
There's not a lot of secrets in our world.
The technology behind what you just said will definitely touch on another episode.
I can't wait.
But it's a little almost intimidating.
You know a lot more about it than I do, but I've seen it on what I do. So
Right.
just not nearly where you've seen it,
Right. Yeah.
which is crazy how it works.
So moving past initial inspection, pre-wash mapping, um, it if you've been able to move it into pre-wash and mapping, now you can do a hoist inspection, maybe a light tear down. And, as long as you're not seeing that the vehicle is an obvious total loss, some light tear down is required. A lot of insurance companies, as long as you're not totaling it out and have all the pre off the truck photos and the car's still a wreck and together, go ahead and tear it down. If an appraiser is coming out at the shop, they'll appreciate that.
Absolutely. That'll give them a more accurate estimate.
Um,
That's a big
again,
one.
oh yeah, yeah.
They love it. They get out there and they're
Well,
like, "Oh, you took it apart and you have all the parts on a rack for me? Thank
right.
you."
I've got a Jeep Grand Cherokee at the shop right now, and I know that insurance company won't be out until Monday or Tuesday of this week. So Friday, I had the tech. It was one where it was rear-ended, pushed into another car, and after I thought it was gonna repair until we got the front bumper off. It looked 100% like we're gonna fix this. So we took the rear end apart. I was thinking it needed a rear body. It doesn't. Like the rear body is just knurled a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's not terrible. So needs a gate, rear bumper, tail light, little bit on the rear body, needs an exhaust. No big deal. Front bumper does not look bad. It's actually a 2-hour repair on the front cover. Needs the grills, needs a right headlight. It looks like we're gonna be able to adjust the right fender back to where it needs to be. And we take the bumper off, take the headlight out. Needs a core support, needs a shutter, needs all the coolers.
Isn't it crazy just how flexible plastic is?
Oh yeah,
You see the smallest little bump and you're like, "Oh, it needs a right rear rail." And
right,
then you see a big tear in the front cover and you're like, "It just needs a bumper and an
right.
absorber."
So unfortunately, in this case, I mean, the insurance company is gonna come out. They're gonna see that it's a total. Um, but if it was repairable, it if the vehicle was worth a little more even, it'd be a repairable vehicle. And you could say to insurance adjuster, "Hey, I've got it all torn down. I've done my diligence. It needs this for recals. It needs these parts. If you just go line for line on my estimate and figure everything I've got, and maybe you're going to source different parts through used or whatever, but figure everything I have, and we're not going to have a supplement." I mean, you can do that. I mean, to a certain degree, like 95%, and then all of a sudden,
Absolutely.
maybe there's a little kiss at the end with clips, retainers, brackets, whatever.
Or even like PPIs,
Correct.
part price increases.
Yes.
For
Thank you
those who
for
don't
that.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
okay. Old man.
No. Um. Let's see here. Obviously, part of that whole process on a tow-in is you have the opportunity to run all your ADAS, um, some frame measurements, whatever you need to do before the insurance guy gets there. So you can say, "Plunk, here's the list of ADAS this thing is going to need. Um, P.S. I've got to put it on the frame rack, set, measure, pull, whatever you have to do. Um, what am I missing? Um,
On toe-ins? Ooh. You hit the beginning pretty good. I like to go through everything and just, like, remap it one more time, like, on a
right.
big one.
Yep.
If they're big enough, I like to go through and just make sure I didn't miss any little
Right.
things.
Sometimes pull a tech over there and be like, "Hey, I'm
What am I
thinking,
missing?
yeah, I'm thinking this, but what are you thinking?" Or maybe I'm 100%.
I think you hit all the big items. I like to
Yeah.
think of, like, what can happen in a big heavy hit too. It's like collision energy, like, if it's a heavy rear end hit, I'll check the sail panels and look for any buckles or anything like that.
Right.
A little extra attention and detail to those
Yeah.
heavy hits.
Um, and then, after all this is said and done, obviously, if you're not a direct repair partner or on a direct repair program with said insurance company that this particular vehicle is involved in, then you have to wait for the insurance approval. So, I mean, that can be a whole nother thing. But, I mean, that's kinda like the last step
Yeah,
on the towing. I mean,
waiting for a green light.
waiting for the green light and I mean, even on drive-ins, but you have the luxury on a drive-in to kinda have that approval before the vehicle even gets there, right?
Correct.
So
At least for the preliminary, so you can get the main parts there, you can
right,
get the painted parts ready, and
right,
then you don't lose a lot of that lead time that you got.
correct. And what happens on a drive-in estimate is you can schedule them far enough out, a week. is all you need, really.
Order what you anticipate, and even pre-order some of the extra added parts that you
Order
think.
it, get your insurance approvals on non-DRP stuff. DRP stuff is going to be a totally different ballgame. You just, you know, do your part shopping, order, have the parts here so your key to key is low.
Another thing to add to the towing side of things is open every single panel. Like, open the hood if it's a front bumper hit and it's not running because it's leaking fluid. Open the hood. See if you can see broken tabs on the headlights, broken cracks in the radiator support.
Right.
Open everything. The doors, the bumper. If you can pull something back, pull it back.
Right.
Check every crevice you can check.
Touch time on the front side, whether it's a tow-in or a drive-in estimate. I mean, like, I think the longest drive-in or walk-in estimate I've had was maybe an hour on a train wreck, like
And they're
sides
bad.
wiped off, whatever. Tow-ins, you have a little more luxury of kind of bouncing back and forth how it fits in your day.
Yep.
But regardless if it's a drive-in or a towed-in vehicle, touch time on the front side is going to save you so much after it gets to a tech stall, tear down, blueprint, all that fun stuff. I mean, we used to have kind of a running joke because we had a estimator where we worked together for a while that carpal tunnel was a thing with all the techs, right?
Yep.
Where same techs would come up to me and they'd be like, no carpal tunnel.
That joke is about me, by the way.
Oh, come on.
It was.
No, I was
From
talking,
Greg.
I was talking about someone else.
Greg made that joke to me the first time, and then
yeah.
it stuck with somebody else.
Right, it did. But I mean, touch time, and you weren't always to blame on you just had the unfortunate vehicles where they became a problem.
I had to laugh about it, though. I
Yeah.
had it because the joke started with Greg.
I was trying not to throw you in there.
You
know.
can. It's okay. No hard feelings.
I mean, I'll throw you in there enough, but
I'm not perfect.
yeah.
Contrary to my comment earlier.
But I'm sure we're gonna loop back to some Estmatic type stuff. This was really great. We're running a little long just because we visited a little bit because we haven't seen each other for a couple weeks now.
It's been a little too long.
Yeah, but we're gonna speed up some episodes here in the future. In the near future, I'm hoping we can have some guest speakers that are gonna make things really interesting.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And if we have our way, they'll be reoccurring, or at least a couple of them will.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you like us even just a little bit, then you like our guests a lot.
Yeah, right. Or even if you don't like us a little bit, you're really gonna like our guests.
You'll get over it.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
But I think that's all the time we have today.
Absolutely.
Be sure to click like, subscribe, and share, and tell your friends.
All right. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Run.